And Air part two with my special guest, special professional photographer, Serena D'Cruze, who happens to be my niece. I've known her since birth. So yeah, back to the story about the teenagers there. You heard about that, So I gotta tell you, all the family members have warned me about interviewing you. Can you believe it? Because they say less on the jokes, more on professionalism. Do you have any relatives you give me warnings? Let me know. Your mom's side, my side, our relatives in Ireland, Northern Ireland, and they fight all the time. This is funny about our Irish side. Irish, the Northern, the Protestant, the Catholics in our family, they fight each other all the time. But when it comes down to like defending the family honor or somebody in trouble, they get together and put it aside. So they give me a warning. Your Australian relatives, I think you met have New Zealand, India, England, was it someone in Wales there, Portugal. They all get no. I gave them the tweet that I'm doing an interview with my niece, and they said, "Oh yeah, well make sure all these instructions there. Who are you people?" You're so funny. So not gonna ask you some other questions. Okay, who's your favorite uncle?
You, of course.
Well, I'm glad you said that because right now I've got my will right here getting ready to do, If you're gonna say, I thought you were gonna say Uncle Carl. He's good. He's not white. No, he's good. But you got a big family. You got like your mom's got six brothers and sisters, including herself, right? And you've got 14 nephews or 14 cousins now? 14
Uh,
or
I think around that, yeah.
yeah, and I'm not also counting their kids now as well, right? I remember that I got that picture. Remember way back before? I think it was when you were born. There's a picture of you as a baby. There's a picture of all your cousins, all little babies, and all like or Kylie and they're all like 5 and 6 and 7 now. And then
Yeah.
there's another picture from your grandma's funeral. There's that picture of all of them together after like how many years? What a big difference, huh?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So you go back to Greenhead every year, right?
I try and go back at least every year, at least once a year.
So what would you call home? Would it be Toronto or Greenhead for you? Always.
Uh, say Grenada.
Yeah, because the lifestyle and all.
Yeah, it's just like, it just, because I grew up there as a kid, that just will always be home to me.
Yeah.
And,
Why did you
um,
finally, why did you finally just come to Toronto? Like, you came here. When did you come here? What age did you come back to Toronto?
I was 16 when I moved back here.
Yeah. So how'd you find the adjustment from island life to like city life?
There was a bit of a culture shock just because I didn't really know exactly what to expect, and just like small things like saying good morning to people when you see them at the bus stop, or like,
Yeah. And they don't say good morning to you, right?
yeah, no. I was like, yeah, then people don't talk to each other here.
They still that you say good morning.
Yeah.
That's funny. I live in the East Coast, and when I'm in the military, I moved to Halifax. You pick up the jargon there. So like here, you say good morning, everybody. How you doing? Good morning, good day, right? And I used to take over there. You can take the taxis, and you can sit in the front seat with the guy. We talk, right? So it was really relaxing. Like I go to a destination, I said he goes, buddy, say, buddy, you want to go for a coffee? He's like, okay, let's go. You stop at Tim's. He take the meter off. We go get a coffee. Come back, put the meter back, and continue on. So I was using that for like 2 years. Come back to Toronto. First time taking a taxi in 3 years. Not thinking, right? Like, oh, sorry. I got a blank screen there. Not thinking. And then taxi pulls up. I get in the front seat with the guy. And the guy starts flipping out. I was going to mug him. I didn't realize, can't do that back here in Toronto. Just a mentality. Sorry, go on. What else did you find different for you?
And I would say just like the work ethic of people. Like people here are almost like zombies when it comes to working. Like everyone's just always go, go, go. But there's like in Toronto, you're working to live.
Yeah.
Like, but you never people here don't really know how to like take a back seat and just like enjoy life and
Yeah.
take my life. Like it's always work, 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 which that's a good thing, but it's also like I believe in balance in life. And it's important to like actually enjoy the life that you're living, because I mean we're here once and then we're gone.
Yeah. And we're living paycheck to paycheck, right? That's the thing. You know,
Like
single mothers and just anybody having 3 or 4 jobs. I know a single mother years ago. She had three kids. Her husband left her, and she lived in a shelter, a boys' shelter. She got a nice apartment with her kids and two bedroom. And she went to schooling at nighttime. She had three jobs at daytime. She went to school at nighttime. There was not online, just being in person. And then she graduated. Now she's a lawyer,
Oh,
right?
nice.
Yeah, but it took her like maybe 10 or 12 years to get there. I knew her. I knew when she had her second kid back then, and we talk every time. We went through the process and all, like just support her and all. And now she's a good lawyer. She's a good. I don't want what firm they hired her. She had no other job. One firm they hired on because of her credentials. She was so good because she was grassroots, meaning that she knew what it's like to struggle out there and starve and poverty. So they show you about that background. She put into her work ethic and made her a great lawyer. That's what I say about City Hall. Like a lot of these people, they got money, they're wealth, they go back homes, but like we said in many debates, wards and mayors, is unless you get people like us, working stiffs, struggling in City Hall, you cannot relate with us. I mean, you can make decisions with numbers and all, but it's still not. It's not ethical, and it's not diverse, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I'm thinking. What else did you find? What's the first thing? What's the first thing you liked about coming back to Toronto? What thing? Well, actually, what do you remember anything you missed? Okay, you used to come back every summer with your brother for visits, right?
Anything I missed, like from here or from Grenada?
I don't know, like I knew you come here on weekend or on holidays, and then when you finally moved back here, what was the first thing you wanted to do when you came back to Toronto? Really?
Uh, Mainly just shopping because you don't really have access to many things on a small island. But
Yeah.
like you could get like I would say with just like material items and like the fast food, and because in Grenada you don't really have many fast food options. It's like Subway and KFC.
You still have
But
that. You still have Pita shop down around the hill where you live, your house there, the old roadie shop, little shack there.
yeah,
It's still there. You know what? That's the best roadie I ever had in my life.
it's
I don't remember. I remember telling you when I came visit you guys and your babies. I used to take you down the hill every day, down by a walk there, and go down that hill. And get a roadie and come back, get some what do you call it? They're selling the sugarcane juice
oh yeah,
right from the trees. It was so nice. The best roadie. I mean, I had a few over here, but not the same. Best roadie. What's
like
that?
you have to get it from like down there.
Oh yeah, it's so good. And that's why you always bring back the original what do you call it? It's just what thing you bring every
The
vanilla
vanilla.
extra. Yeah, the
Yeah.
vanilla extra. So over here in Toronto, what do you miss about Grenada? Like what things about Grenada you miss that you don't get over here in Toronto?
I miss the hot sun and the beaches.
What's that?
When it,
I've seen pictures of that around here. No, not like England, eh? The hot sun. Oh yeah, I remember when I came to visit you guys the first time. I was like, I mean, you're used to the heat. Came out of the plane there, it was like bang! Like, oh my god, get in the car! Hurry up, get the kids in the car. But it's so funny. Well, do you do talks with your mom on live back and forth?
I would call her like on video chat.
Well, that's cool, cool. So you got quite a few cousins. Do you have any of your cousins back here? Now they're all older. I know they're doing their own thing.
Yeah, we get together from time to time and like we go out for drinks and stuff.
That's cool, cool. And your cousin Sherry's still in the States, right?
Yeah, she is.
How's she doing?
She's doing pretty good. She actually goes to Grenada often to visit mom.
Oh, that's cool. That's good. So, now you're in Blue Notes. Do you want to stay there for a while? Do you looking for something else, or
I plan on staying there for at least a couple years.
yeah,
But I don't like to stay in one place for too long. So
yeah?
I
You like?
just build myself up and then look for new and better opportunities.
And you studied also. You had also schooling in videography.
Yeah.
Have you done any of that? Like, I don't think anything in your portfolio. Those are just pictures I saw.
So I mainly just focus on photography. I'm not a huge fan of like videography, so I wouldn't do it because I just wouldn't put my best effort for it just because I personally don't care for it.
Oh, really? How come?
Um, I don't know, it's just I prefer doing pictures and editing pictures opposed to like shooting a video and editing videos.
Oh, cool. That's interesting. Wow, cool. So, do you guys still have your dog?
Yeah,
What's his
he's
dog? What is he? A German Shepherd?
No, he's a pit bull.
Oh, Pitbull. Okay, cool. That's cool. So, what was I
Lying down.
say? Are you over there? He's lying down. That's cool. So, oh, I was gonna ask you. If you got elected, just the same, if you worked in City Hall, how would you apply your what you said about youth? What would you get? What was the first thing you'd like to get done for youth in City Hall if you had your way? If you given a choice, say Serena, we can do this. What do you want?
Um, I would I would just say circle back to what I said, just more like programs for the youth to just have more things to do, more activities after school and stuff.
There's not enough of that, right? Outside of like having like even like like more mentor programs for youths. They're like they want to like see. I've had like when we did our debates, I had a lot of high school kids, teenagers asking about, is there any time we can learn about being a council member or how it runs or how to run it as a mayor to be. I say, stuff. That's a great idea. Like have like a what do you call it, like a nursing mentoring program. Not, in case you want to go that way. I know in the States they have I don't know if they have a year, but now they have firefighter programs for women, where they set up courses for women. They can take the course, they want to be a firefighter, they go through the whole curriculum of training, and exercising and all that, and then they go through this, I forgot what it's called. But they started this and it's amazing. They got a lot of results. A lot of women out there now, they love it's a choice, go through the whole course, and if you want to become a firefighter, they teach you the process. And then they got a lot of good results. That's just like one example, right? No, even like my I don't know if you know my friend Lily Holt. She became a doctor, then she became an anesthesiologist. And but she even mentioned like when she was studying to be before an anesthesiologist, there was nothing out there. Like they have internship, nothing like a mentor, like meaning like you're not a doctor, you're not an intern, you just want to see what it's like. I think we should have more of that. Like say like even you're a photographer. I say like like young young lady or young guy says, "Yeah, can I take me under your wing? I just want to see what it's all about." Have a like sort of a program meeting with some of the companies. Like we have a mentor program for photography. Serena D'Cruze is now going to mentor you and see what it's like. It's your choice, and then it's either it's paid by the government or the company or whatever, and they sign up and they can see if they. So that's the problem with you find that when you get out of high school, even college, it's so hard to decide exactly what you want. Sometimes I mean you knew what you wanted, right? Some people they go through like different career changes. They go through like so many like even as adults we go through so many changes, right? Getting out of the military and doing all kinds of different jobs and until you know what you want. But that's what I mean. Just missing stuff there, even like and even in administration, finance, especially finance. Like the minds are so quick and sharp. Like my buddy's son, he did all my accounting for my election. I was like, he did it like half an hour. Like I had all this paperwork. Like, how'd you do that?
Oh,
It's like, oh my God, it was all computerized and everything was all done. So like even like your generation now, it's a generation of like computers and technology. Like back then us it was like countings and just add little calculators here and there. It's such a big change. Media has really influenced the outcome, the peripheral of people and all, especially you guys, like can you imagine yourself like when we were growing up, we had no cell phones, no computers, and there was no remote controls all this stuff. Oh, sorry, what? I can't hear. You're in
and it would be
oh, sorry, can you talk? Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. What are you saying?
I was just saying I couldn't imagine that. It would be like completely different.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's funny. I tell some people that yeah, back then the old remote control was connected to the TV with a wire. your,
Yeah.
your mom would know all that. Yeah, so that's funny. So, oh, what do you like doing for hobbies besides your job and all? I know you have a dog. What else do you like doing?
Um,
And shopping.
I well, besides that, I like I have a bunch of plants that I like. Um, and then also like just painting and stuff.
Oh yeah, you like painting?
Yeah, from time to time, like when I have free time, I would do that.
So what do you like? What do you paint? Sceneries or portraits or what?
I kind of just do abstract like paintings.
You studying the classical artists or whatever, or looking at the backgrounds or what?
No,
Because I took art for like 3 years in school or whatever. And then when I
yeah,
was so I took art in college and I hated it because I had to study it to get a certain degree or whatever. And then when I was in the military, all the stuff I studied, all these museums and all the books there, when I ran around I got into museums later on. And And when I ran around the world, different like Rome and Milan and Venice, everything I studied was in all these museums, so it was kind of nice.
Oh yeah,
I actually started appreciating it a lot better. I was like, oh, it's so wonderful. Then I got back and got more into further the artists, like the history and all their backgrounds and all. So,
yeah.
favorite foods for yourself?
Favorite foods, I would say, I love Korean food.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. That's when you mentioned that Korean. Why Korean food?
It's just I like the flavors of their meats and stuff. I also like, I would say, Greek food. Um, I like Vietnamese food.
Is there a Korean restaurant not too far from you? I think.
There's a few around here.
Yeah, because you're in that
Yeah,
area, right? Yeah,
yeah.
that's good. So, music wise,
Music, I mainly listen to R&B and B
oh
and
yeah,
hip hop.
the hip hop. Okay. Do you still like reading a lot? You used to read when you were younger.
I do still read a lot, yeah.
I know
Um,
your brother reads a lot of the business books and all that stuff. And
yeah, yeah. I do still read, like, on mornings when I'm on my way to work, I'll read a book on the train.
that's cool. What do you like reading?
Right now I like reading, like, I would say, um psychology books, like just stuff about the brain and like um just like better ways to manage life and time and stuff like that.
You read any of the newspapers and our local papers here?
No,
No, no interest.
no,
See, that's the thing. There's no interest in youth or your for like politics or whatever. That's what's missing. You don't see that. Well, honestly, it's not. It's when you watch these committee meetings, like even when I watch them, they call me, "Hey Phil, they got a meeting on. They got a budget committee." I watch and I mean, honestly, I'm totally bored.
yeah,
It's not fast paced for me. It's like maybe because I
yeah,
just fall asleep. Just it should fast pace it. Too many questions just go on and on and on or whatever. So, so how's your mom doing?
she's doing good.
Yeah, and you
Same,
got a younger sister there still, right?
yeah, she's still down there.
She's so
um
cute.
yeah, she's grown now. She's
I
in her
know.
teenage phase.
I must miss you a lot, though, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, because when she was younger, she would let you go when you used to go visit her all the time. Yeah, that's so cute. Right. So, can I ask you if you're seeing anybody right now or single yourself?
No, I'm not. Just focusing on like my work and myself and like building myself as a person.
And I promise I wouldn't do any more background checks on your exes. Nicole will tell you about that one. No, and Uncle Pete will tell you. I never saw you guys growing up too much because you were in the island. I had Nicole and Nathan, same with after when growing up as kids and all the things they got into and all. And then Nolan came along, and he looks so much like Eric, your brother. It's uncanny, and then they're not even related. I mean, by blood, or whatever. So, so what do you see yourself doing in about 10 years? Do you see yourself your own company, actually, your own photography company for yourself? I mean, you have one now. I mean, like expanding, whatever.
Yeah. I would say like working for myself in the next 10 years. Um, and just working with more brands and focusing on that.
You ever get anybody interested in asking you about like stuff in the movie industry, even the music industry? Like, did they ever
Um,
see any opportunities come up that way?
Not yet, but I have been connected with a few people who are in like that industry,
Yeah.
just the scene stuff. That is another thing I would be interested in doing, like behind the scenes photography for like films and stuff.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Well, your work is amazing. So it's just wonderful as other stuff. I've seen other like movie stuff. There's other well-known, all photographers like the movie industry. But yeah,
Yeah,
I can see that. But the only thing is, if you get an offer, you get a job, or you go to the States now, right?
yeah,
Would you go to the States if you got an offer?
I would, yeah.
You would. Okay, I'll miss you. No, like California. Yeah, you like that's like
um yeah, if it's a good enough opportunity, I would consider it.
yeah. I had when I was posted in BC, I used to go down to the ship on the west coast there, and we used to work in the movie industry because used to use as extras for the Navy and all. So we got to know quite a few of the actors and actresses, people I mentioned through the months, and one photographer. and she was from Colombia. And she came as a youth to she got sponsored by one of the companies, the movie companies. They saw her work in Colombia. She was taking just local photography. She had her own company. They brought her over here, sponsored her, and now she does like all these like some I think it's she's worked at Paramount, does these major pictures and all just amazing stuff she does, you know. So you gotta like I said, as a photographer, you gotta have the eye to do it, right? Like you have to have the eye to catch. It's not like everybody can say it's not like everybody say I'm gonna be a photographer, I'm gonna be a landscaper. You gotta know what you're doing, right? And you gotta know what to capture, right?
Yeah. A lot of people think that photography is like easy, but
Taking a
you
picture. No, it's not, right?
yeah.
Yeah, because
You
I see a lot of your. I like what I like about a lot of your pictures. It captures the emotions, their faces. That's what I like. If you can capture, especially video, I've seen videos of some of the cats. They capture emotions, their faces, the way they talk and present themselves to people. But that's good. So, have you ever had any jobs during a shoot where it just took forever and you just want to say, let's get it over with?
I've like one summer I assisted a wedding photographer. Like I was just the backup photographer, so I would just shoot like things, not the main points of focus, but we did this one wedding and it was like I would say a 12-hour day, and
Oh
we
my
had
God.
the bride and the groom. And like they I don't know, they are just a difficult couple to work with. Um,
Why is
but yeah,
that? Just,
just like we had to chase them down for their pictures, and the job took a lot longer than it was supposed to.
yeah.
uh, but yeah,
Or they give you a specific time for the photographer? Like you got so many hours for the photographer and then you went past the hours? They're paying for that, right?
they have to, yeah.
Yeah. So what at what point of the 12 hours did you say I just want to go home?
Yeah, once the sun started setting, I was like, okay, this is taking forever now.
But you have to finish it, right? You can't say to the whole thing, that the reception, everything, the whole part of it.
Yeah, so it was like from the morning until the evening, and it was also like the second half of the wedding, it was pretty far out, so it was a long drive as well.
Oh, where is
uh,
it?
I don't remember exactly where, but it was somewhere far out.
Like outside of Toronto and all? Oh, cool. So wow. That must have been quite the trip then, huh? Is there any, I'm gonna ask you, is there any if anybody gave it up, what things you would what would you not for do like for taking pictures? What as a photographer, what do you know like do you think it's boring or you just avoid it?
I personally avoid doing like event photography.
Like the one you
Um,
talked about the wedding and all?
yeah, so like weddings, I'm not too keen on weddings. Event photography, as in like shooting at like a club or a party, like I personally don't care for it.
Oh, how come?
Um, I just don't like crowds. I
You
don't
know?
like shoot in like big crowds and stuff. It's just not my favorite option.
Okay.
I prefer like fashion.
Oh, cool. Okay. And what anything else you like you would avoid taking pictures of or being in the set?
Not that I can think of, no.
Cool. Great. So so are you busy every day or do you take time for yourself at least, you know? I know you're hard to get home sometimes because it's your schedule, right? You know?
Try to make time for myself. Mainly on weekends, I'll do that.
But the
Uh,
Rogers, when you were with Rogers, were you working 7 days a week or 6 days a week with Rogers?
it was 7.
Yeah? How'd you like that?
I didn't like that job. The schedule was like all over the place. So some days I would be working in the morning, some days in the afternoon, but I never had a weekend off.
Oh,
Um,
wow. Oh,
days so some weeks I'd be off on Monday and Wednesday. Some weeks I'd be off on Thursday and Friday. Like it was always
wow.
random.
So like not every week you get a day off, right?
Yeah,
Why is that? I don't know why when they kind of like burn their employees out working like that, especially from home.
but I don't think they care. They
I
have
can't. Oh, your speaker.
um with Rogers, they actually hire a lot of like immigrants, like new people to the country. And they know those people won't complain about working conditions and stuff, so they kind of take advantage of that.
Like a kind of like a prejudicial act, isn't it?
It's like a what?
It's like a prejudicial act. It's an act of prejudice, man. Basically, you're like we just said. They know they're
Yeah,
not. make a fuss or whatever because they're new immigrants. They don't have all the rules or whereabouts of the work ethic, you know.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
so that's why it's unfortunate, and that's been like that for years with Rogers, right?
Yeah, I think it has been.
Yeah, sometimes I phone like I get some guys with like really thick accents, you know, like I'm from India, like also Indian. I go, what the heck is he saying? Right? And like I had to heck, I said I'll call you back later because I can't understand the guy, right? You know,
Yeah.
and like even when I was in England, I was living in England. Like I used to go take the train to Waterloo all the time from the base, and I remember one time I was getting late and I had to go to the Waterloo train station, and the teller there, he was a black, he was a black man, he was from Jamaica, black man, and he had a thick Jamaican accent and a thick English accent, right? Right, and he was like, I couldn't understand what he's saying, right? And turned the guy behind me who's a local living here. He said, and he's black. He says, I don't know, I've been living around my, I don't know what he's saying either. So
Yeah.
it's funny. Do you have a? Do you drive that anymore or what? Or no?
No, no, not yet.
Yeah, I got my license later in life. 'Cause all my buddies that drove, I didn't bother. So got like later in life before I got in the reserves and all. So what do you like doing for Toronto on weekend? Where do you like hanging out? Like all the things we have here.
I like checking out like new brunch spots.
Oh yeah, you like eating, huh?
Yeah.
Oh cool.
Um, or like going to see if there's new like exhibits at a gallery, I'll go and see it.
With the art gallery and the museums.
Yeah.
What do you like? What kind of art do you like?
I like contemporary art.
Oh yeah, okay. Like modern stuff. Yeah. Anybody stand
Yeah.
up? Any particular name stand up for you? For any particular artist?
Mm, no, no one specific.
That's cool. So I was gonna ask you back to the Rogers. When you worked at home, do you have to clock in? Like how does it work? You clock in and then you clock out?
Yeah. So you have to clock in at the time you start or like 20 minutes before you start.
Yeah.
Um, and it's all on the computer. So it's all like there's specific systems they use for the audio and stuff. But yeah, you clock in, you have break times.
Oh, do you
Um,
breaks, eh? And you got to clock in for that too?
yeah,
What do you get, like 15-minute break?
yeah, you get two 15-minute and one 30-minute.
Oh, okay. And then so the modern basically guys are staying at home as well because and then so what's and what do you get for lunch?
Only 30 minutes.
Okay. But how do they know that you're not taking like can't you just clock in and walk away or something or what? Do they
No, because they could see everything you do.
oh it's all visual, eh?
Yeah, it's not all like visual through video, but like they're through their system, they have like a tracking system. Like they could see the status that you're on. So like if you're on break, they could see how many minutes you've been on break for.
Oh gosh,
Um
sounds like prison. Jeez.
it kind of is prison. Like if you're on personal time,
Online prison, that's a new one.
yeah, basically.
A good show actually. Online prison, you know.
Yeah,
Work for Rogers. That's cool.
yeah,
So
yeah.
do you have any questions for me?
Um, who else do you plan on interviewing? Like, are you interviewing just like entrepreneurs or?
No, anyway, I just I scope I made a while. Like I did politics a little there, but not too much politics. I had like I did last week I did one ran for Ward 19, Jenny Ward. I used to tweet her back. A lot of these people, the women last week, I met they're all tweeting back and forth. I met them in person first time and met Jenny and then I had two advocates for community. Uh Jennifer Alexander, she's in Ward Topical and she's I think Ward 2 and she's a great community advocate. I saw like community I like people with community, you know, involvement and all. And then I had Nelly also trying to get this thing called, oh, don't forget sign petitions called Young for All. They're trying to make this thing permanent on the Young line, a bike path from Summerhill down to Bloor, and hope to extend it. But trying to get it passed, they started got 5,000 signatures. Now they got 6,000. We're trying to go for 10. That's what I'm trying. So I'm supporting that. And her I ended lady, her name is Robin Richardson. First time meeting in person last online. So she's an entrepreneur. She's a bike advocate. There's so many things out there. Like I did one guy. I talked about the guy. He had epilepsy. He started a wrestling fitness company in Ottawa.
Yeah,
And he went through all. You can see the video. He went through all this stuff, and he's pretty open about it. And he just said, "Heck, I'm going to do something with my life," and he did it. So he trains uh, different ages, young adults, people with epilepsy, autism, cerebral palsy. So that's something you don't see. When I saw he did a Facebook there. I saw like 2 days later, and I said, I sent him a shoot. Let's do an interview, and he replied back. I said, let's do it. So that's my school for interviews. Like, uh, my thing's all about conversation, inspiration, and not about ratings. I'm not into ratings. I'm not like saying I'm gonna get famous people and make a better story. To me, everybody's like you. Everybody I interview right now, as my the way I feel, are all celebrities. Because if you come on a show, you're a celebrity,
Yeah.
regardless. Right? So now you're on the you're a celebrity now, right?
Yeah.
Remember, your big family's watching out for you. So that's yeah. So that's like I have one. I got maybe one next week about a guy who's he's an opera singer. He started his own company, so I might get him next week. So that's like scoping out. So give people a little bit of variety of things out there in Toronto, especially local. I like to promote local businesses. I promoted a lady who started her own called Kelly Connects. She owned her own company, whereas a personal fitness trainer. And then she expanded, and she told her whole journey. And I like asking questions. Like I like telling they share the audience like the stuff like the the struggles of life, how they got to that point.
Yeah.
Because they interview people and they just give you like suddenly celebrity give you perfection and perfection like this, but there's never any don't show like they're because they're lowering themselves like because they're talking like I did this, I suffered this, I don't want to talk about it. It's kind of like you're not hiding the truth. You got to be honest and they talk. Everybody in the right head, they're all being honest and they're great. They just talk about what they've been through and why they got to that point, what they want to do after that. So yeah, so anybody want to interview, it's a scope. Yeah, I won't interview people that are abusive. I had one interview. I know the guy, and if you have an interview with me, like if you're gonna go into anything about faith or abusive about women, if you talk derogatory about anybody in particular, like I'll have the interview, but I won't air it. I'll take it off. And I did that one interview because he was talking about against faith, and uh, and one was about women, and I just didn't watch. It was a two-part. I'd rather just and people say, well, he's well known. You're gonna lose ratings. Well, I'd rather lose ratings and look like an idiot interviewing this guy. Like I
Right.
didn't expect that the way he talked and presented himself. I was like, you know what? Wow. And I had to go through the process. And I kind of tuned out during the interview, and then people saw the interview and they said, you put that on the air, the way he talks about faith and people's faith. I said, you know what? You're right. Sorry about it. Just tuned out about hearing going on because he's talking to you and he's insulting you at the same time, like he's very smart, savvy, intelligent, but he's also insulting you at the same time. So I said, you know what? I don't want that. My show is about
Yeah.
positivity. If you want negativity, we can go in the world. Like you go up there in the city, you can get all that critiques. Get critiqued and criticized and put down. That's out there. I don't want that over here. So I will say, I
Yeah.
never talk about like you have a different faith, I have a different whatever. I'm not gonna ask about faith or what you believe in. I'm gonna say you're wrong, you're right, and it's the way it's the way it
Right.
is.
Yeah.
That's as a Catholic, right? Me, that's why you got 6 minutes. As me as a Catholic, I was told in an interview, a pet peeve about Catholic as a Catholic, I can't stand people preaching the Bible and all that stuff. Like going on about it. Like I had one friend,
Yeah.
she talked about she doesn't, she's an atheist, and I know that, and she knows I'm Catholic, so we respect each other's differences. I don't talk faith, and she won't put it down. And then she did a tweet there, or no, on Facebook not too long ago, and this righteous Catholic came right on her, and I was like, oh my gosh. So I just interviewed. I said, buddy, give it a break. It's not religious. What are you trying to convert her? Like stuff
Yeah.
like that. So I don't like something like that. There's no reason to force your will on anybody else, especially
No,
women.
exactly.
I have zero tolerance for women and women abuse. I was talking to some of my interviews. There's another podcast I used to be part of it. I got rid of it. And I don't know if you know all the politicians. There's a lady named Kathleen Wynne. She's a retired premier of Ontario. I think it's before you came back. And and the guy started his pod with the highlights. And he said effing Kathleen Wynne. You know, I said, really? You talk like that? You never even met the woman in your life. Regardless, you met her. You don't talk to women like public. It's a public podcast, and I made a big tweet about that. I made him think about that. I said, you know what? Uncalled for. You know,
Yeah.
I'm old school, like your mom knows old school. You know, even the guys. I mean, but saying especially women. First of all, you know, the woman. Why would you? I mean, if you're trying to get ratings by being foul, like other people get ratings by being obnoxious, and people tune into that for some reason. People like darkness. They like
People like negativity.
oh, they get the best. They got more followers. And like I got zero. I mean, I got few, and I'm really grateful for what I got. But I'm just saying, you don't have to be that. I don't want to be like that. Make it squared about women, anyone in particular, calling this. I make jokes about the councils all the time, different words and all, but either like, especially women, like zero tolerance. I mean, to talk like that, and you have a wife, you got kids, and then and then we had one of our candidates. We had quite a few women running for mayor, Sarah and Isabella, and they're extraordinary women. I mean, I learned a lot from them. And and she did one interview with one guy, and then after that, he got mad about something she did and offended him. I don't know why. And he kept putting her down in different interviews and all, and kept bringing it up. I said, buddy, what's your problem? No,
Yeah.
I said she's. So I always say it's insecurity. If you got to put a woman down in public, I mean, what's your insecurity? What, you can't handle that she gave an idea or an idea better than yours or whatever? I
Yeah.
mean, you deal with that. Don't take it on somebody else. That's my
Exactly.
yeah. So that's my I got 4 minutes. So that's my zero tolerance. Faith and abuse of people, especially women wise.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's good.
yeah, I had another guy at the beginning of my I never told anybody, but I had a guy on. He was just nasty. He was calling women all these different names. I saw it's this honey and all this, and he's like he's a big muscle guy. He's like a gym instructor. He's like, I said, buddy, you look like that, you talk like that. No wonder you have a hard time getting a date.
Yeah.
But those shows, The Bachelor. They have The Bachelorette.
Yeah.
I was wondering. I watched them a few times, especially The Bachelorette. So, well, these good-looking guys, right? Like they're all like good-looking, nice. How come they can't get a woman? They can't settle down. I mean,
Well, it's because they're like that.
yeah, and they're so what's the word? Self-absorbed. They are. A
Yeah.
lot of, I'm not saying all, but some are just. So I had this fitness guy. I told her before the interview. I was trying to interview him, and he made an appointment, and I said, okay, I'll do that. And he was gonna set up the appointment. He made the date, and then I couldn't get a hold of me. I just didn't interact. And just I said, I just you say you're just so busy. I said, "Buddy, you're just too busy." But I said, just too much self-absorption. Like if people
Yeah.
are interviewing, take every. I would say, I'll tell everybody, given the candidates, any interview you had, take that interview because you never know it can go somewhere, right? Like this
Yeah.
interview, we're talking as family and professional back and forth, but somebody might watch the video and as the way you present yourself, they'll say this, "Hey, I saw you on the interview with your uncle there." And just like, yeah, I've seen so many things like take for granted that because like I even asked some of the counselors, I asked two particular, but see, I'm not high profile video pod. I'm just low profile. So in their eyes, this is what I believe. I'm not doing anything for the career. So it's not gonna make a difference. So that's why I got turned down by two counselors. So I can understand they're busy too, but now even though I supported them, I was there for their stuff. But it's okay.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
thing. Never take for granted anything. Like even in your job, like your job, that you do. You always look back, like this is where I started from. They look back. People might see you work at Blue Notes. They'll say, like the movie, they say, "Hey, I saw your pictures of your portfolio from Blue Notes today." And that's just they might think it's like a small company, but to a bigger company, So it always figure where you came from and never ever degrade the people you work with or the people you work for or what you do for a living. And I always say every job's important. Like any job you do, like all the jobs, you got to rise all those companies to get that point, right? All learning experiences. And that's why
Exactly.
you gotta
I
tell
mean,
people that. You gotta tell people like especially your age, you can't say, you're gonna get a college job, you're gonna get out there, we're gonna educate you. That's the whole hype. It's not gonna happen, right?
yeah. Yeah.
Look at it,
And everything is a learning lesson.
yeah, and she wanted to become a nurse, but she didn't get it. And she ended up being an EC worker for 2 or 3 years. Then she became a nurse, but it was learning. But because she worked at Blurview, it made her better skilled in her aptitude and becoming a nurse at Sick Kids.
Exactly.
So I got 1.5 minutes. Anything you want to add before I get cut off here and say goodbye to you?
Nothing to add. I would say just keep it up and keep interviewing like people who are for the community and who want to tell their truth and their story.
That's great. Yeah, like yourself, part of the community.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's good. So I want to interview you again next time when you moved up or whatever.
Yeah.
But you'll say, "Oh, got woman, I'm getting cut off soon." So, anyways, I'm going to thank you, Serena D'Cruze, my niece, for coming on the show. First time interviewing one of my family members. I heard the
Thank
other
you
niece on
for
the
having me.
background. Yeah, I'm so proud of you. I'm so impressed by your. I knew you did good work, but I saw your profile. I was like, you're great. You're amazing. I love you a lot. I see you growing up and seeing your amazing woman come. You want to get a guy in your life? Let me know. I'll check him out. Anyways, have a good week. I'll put it on the video. I'll send you copies of it. Okay, you can share with the rest
Yeah.
of the family because now they're waiting for me to finish the video so I can post it on so they can watch it. Say everybody, I'm really
Yes.
good to my niece. I'm gonna give her a hard time. Okay, I love you a lot so much. I think
Love
you're
you.
great.
Nice talking to you.
Thank you. So have a good week, and I'm just gonna end this and just say later.
Bye.